Sylvester Hoover, and I'm a 100% Mississippi Delta. I was raised and educated right here in the Mississippi Delta. And I was born in 1957. I'm the youngest of 9 siblings. And all my other brothers and sisters, they graduated from school in Chicago. And I'm the only one stayed here in the Delta because I was born in 57 and civil rights came, and the Delta is different to me than it is my sisters. Because my sister, you know, she's 12 years older than I am, and she look at the Delta. Those bastards never changed. It's the, you know, the experience she had here in the Mississippi Delta that I didn't have. If I would have had those bad experiences here in the Mississippi Delta, I probably wouldn't want to talk about it either. But I was born here in the Mississippi Delta, and it got a lot of history with it. This place right here, this is Baptist Town. This is the oldest African American neighborhood in Greenwood, Mississippi. This place was developed in 1871, and it was developed for field hands. People that work in the fields could live over here in Baptist Town. This is the only place you could live if you was black in the Greenwood city limit. If you notice, this place separated by railroad track. The railroad track right there, the railroad track right there.
Not tapped into the place. Too small to be a village, and not large enough to be a town. Yeah, it's a little place too small to be a village, and too large enough to be a town. Yeah, not large enough to be a village, and too small to be a town. But I fell in love with a small little chick. That one night she taken me down. She had a cool apartment.
All right, Mayor Thomas, where were you born?
I was born here in Glendora, Mississippi, 1953.
And what was your family like?
Well, my family was a sharecropping family. I started out very early in the field because of their sharecropping responsibilities. Living on a plantation, and so that's me and my upbringing, and starting here in Glendora. How old I was when I first heard the name of Emmett Till, probably going to be 4 or 5 years old, because it was in my house. It was in my house that my dad, who allegedly helped to carry out the entire lynching and murder and kidnapping of Emmett. So I came up in it, hearing more about it around 61, when my father decided to come back to the community. He had flee this community as well as lead us. There was about 3 of us at the time that was left behind as a result of this heinous act, which alleges that my father was there throughout the entire endeavor. Well, he was fleeing, as far as I'm concerned, Jim Crow, because at that time Jim Crow had put African Americans so deep into that act of kidnapping, murder, and lynching. African American was throughout it, and of course other African Americans knew about it. When my father would come home, and I think he came home somewhere the first time around 61. I can remember he brought us a bicycle. At first we'd never had one, red bicycle. I can't remember. I think it might have been a Swin, but beautiful bike, and we would just took it to death. And so that was around 60, 61 that he first ever came back to the community. And of course, it said that the reason he left it because of the fear that Milam and Bryant might do to us what they had done to that other boy. Too tight, and as I understand it, probably 3 others they incarcerated to attempt to make them say that he kept the truck at night, except for this night when they come and get it. For those that really believed in J.W. fiercely, in that I was told by a local police official back then here in Glendale, night watchman they called it, that J.W. told Luther to take his truck and run it into the side of the train, so them, as well as fear that the way of life that they have with J.W., who was would allow them to live a bit better and have a little money, and back then there was something privileged, and so as a result you could very easily create an accomplice, and I think now they're calling it hitman. But back then you was hit, but you was the individual that hit and nobody cared about it. But yes, we would have
like I say, I'm 100% Mississippi Delta. I've been here my whole entire life, and I see a 360-degree turn in the Delta. When I was growing up in the 50s and 60s, everybody wanted to leave in Delta. They wanted to leave these shotgun houses. And now I have people from D.C. calling me, want a shotgun house. They want things in the Delta. They want to come back to the Delta for the history. So I see a 360-degree turn in the Delta. I see a lot of people that come and want to know the history of the Delta, and want to feel the Delta, you know, see the Delta, you know. I tour a lot of kids. I got some kids from Nebraska coming, and they want to see the Delta. I got some kids from Minnesota, you know, and everybody want to come to the Delta, you know, get some of the Delta history, heritage, and culture. And when I was growing up, everybody wanted to run from the Delta. But now it's just straight the opposite now.
What was the major difference that your sister saw in the time before you were born that you believe? Like what actually changed?
Well, see, when my sister, she was 12 years older, so all they could see was cotton field. I mean, that's the only job you could have in Mississippi Delta. I mean, you didn't see a black person own a business. You didn't see a black person drive a new car. You didn't see a black person live in a brick house. I mean, everything you seen, you was in this box. Everybody you seen was poor. Everybody you dealt with was poor. And you thought I was born poor, so I'm supposed to be this way. Because we didn't know any better, because we was all trapped in this box. And then you get a chance to go to Chicago, and then you see black people doing certain things, doing better, you know, living in brick houses, you know, doing different things, and that's when I learned. I went to Chicago in 1971 when a tornado came on Money Road and blew all the houses down. And Mama sent me to Chicago for a year. I didn't have any place to live. And then that's when I changed my whole attitude, because I seen black people doing things that I never seen before, that I wouldn't have never seen here. Because see, when I was here, I didn't think you could do it. I didn't think if you was black, I didn't think it was possible. But you know, once I went there, I seen black people, you know, married white girls, you know, stuff that wasn't even possible here. And it just opened my eyes, gave me a new outlook on life. And when I came back here in 1973, I was a different person, because I had seen things and I had been around people. Hung out with the Harlem Globe, trying to do things that normal Joe wouldn't have done here. And it just opened my eyes, and that's why I do what I do.
And what do you think about what people are calling the modern civil rights movement, like the Black Lives Matter movement? Do you think that it's having a positive change on the community here in Greenwood?
I would say it having a positive. I would think so. I really would now, because I see a lot of people are more into politics than it were 15 years ago. Since President Obama got to be president, I see a lot more people paying more attention to it, and everybody hates Donald Trump.
Yes, a Sonny Boy and M.T. Murphy got a version of "The Skies is Crying." M.T., the skies is crying. Look at your tears rolling down the street. Skies is crying. Look at your tears rolling down the street. Saw her one morning, and she was walking on down the street, on down the street.
My name is Will Allison. Yeah, my name is Will Allison, and I'm from working with Glendale too, They're doing, like a little.
So when I come back to put something back into my community that I took away. See?
And you were talking about that as well. What do you feel like the struggles have been as you're trying to build this community up in this area? Have there been, people that you've been fighting against to try to get resources here? What are some of the kinds of, problems that there have been in trying to put it together?
If I put the building in town back up like it was, or just making it updated, or.
Anything really.
Anything you guys think is important to say?
Well, we update the town where we could, something like a dragon store, something like a Dollar General, or something like that's a good marketplace or something like that. So we might be going so far trying to buy all the drugs, we had to go Greenwood, Gray, Clydesdale, to work our feet. We got a little stove that help us out, to like the little stuff that we need. We can get us another, a couple of good stoves, and then maybe a laundromat or something like that, I think that'll help the town pretty good.
Do you guys? Go ahead.
Main resource we really need looking at was a surge station, which would be convenient for people to help move around instead of having to drive so far to get the commodity that you need. And a laundromat would be great, which we had one. That's been about 20 years, maybe less, since we had one, which it was doing good. But now the strengthening is to try to grow and develop togetherness. And once that can happen, then everything can basically get back on the achievable level. Because right now, the lack of resource is that we don't really have enough population in the community to have the strength of getting to the resources that we need. Because now they come going to the technology part. And everybody don't really have technology skills on typing, know how to go in and where to find it, this and that, there, cause like a social, now they know how to go on Facebook.
Do you think that the white community has helped at all?
Have the what?
Do you think that the white community around Glendora, the local county community, the state of Mississippi, have they helped in recent years?
Well, basically, they always want to give a small town a run around. Because of lack of population, in which we had the census run every 10 years. We started out with, 385 people. Okay, and then when they came redid research and redid the census count 2010, was it 2010?
Mhm.
They overlooked. They dropped our population down to 161, which is not actually true because every household is almost 5 to 7. Really, basically the whole community. Really, this town is really based run by the youth. Because 75% of the community is kids.
Right.
This time, ladies and gentlemen, yes, a Sonny Boy and M.T. Murphy got a version of The Skies is Crying. Empty, the skies is crying. Look at your tears rolling down the street. Skies is crying. Look at your tears rolling down the street. I'm still trying to find my baby, and I wonder what can she be. Saw her one morning, and she was walking on down the street. I saw her one morning, and she was walking on down the street. Made me feel so good until my poor heart skipped a beat. All right, MT. Got a funny feeling my baby don't love me no more. I got a funny feeling my baby don't love me no more. Oh Lord have mercy. Skies is crying. Look at the tears going out my door.